Welcome, Benzinga Nation. Something that we love to do here is to talk to executives from publicly traded companies and get your questions answered. And today we've got Paul Allen, who's the president of Airship AI. Ticker on the NASDAQ is AISP. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Zane. Great to be here.
You know, I love the view that you have, and I want the folks to know that it's not just a green screen. You're actually outside. You're in Whitefish, Montana, which is currently the location of your company's Investor Day. So, you know, congrats on the success and what you're going to talk about there. Before we get into the big news that you dropped this morning, give me quick insight on what is it that your company does.
Absolutely. So we're a AI-based data video sensor management platform. So we basically take everything from cameras, sensors, IoT devices at the edge. We bring all of that data into a central data repository. We clear it, and then we push it back out to users. And ultimately, with the goal of helping them make decisions in real time based on whatever their industry or vertical is.
And AI is so many different things you can use it for. You got to be able to digest the data, the raw data, and simplify it to terms that you're able to kind of utilize it for your purpose. I love that you said that from the get-go. Now let's talk about the big news. You went ahead and announced you have a $2.35 million sole source contract awarded within the Department of Justice. Give us a little bit of insight on what that means for the company.
Yeah, no, look, it's huge. I think in several different ways. In part, it's validation of a lot of the work that we've been doing over the past years. And really, this was a lot of the setup to becoming a public company that, we've got a really robust pipeline that we entered the year with, just a little over 140 million. And a lot of these opportunities within that are these large federal customers where we've been doing a variety of different pilot projects and things, not just on our backend software platform Acropolis, but our Edge Outpost AI box. And that's really what we've been working on the last few years, getting that edge inference engine technology to a point where we can help enable our agencies and our customers to take that unstructured data at the edge, video, one of the most challenging data sets to work with, and extract value out of that and really try to help create efficiency, not just in their operations, but potentially in investigations and things of that nature, where they don't only have to have a lot of people sitting and staring at these screens, but they can actually ensure that they don't miss things that the human eye may not even be able to pick up, out of a data set.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first learned what nanoseconds were, right? That's how important it is to have the best technology at our disposal. Now, this is a news that you dropped recently, but there are a lot of different highlights, and you've been busy, especially since the IPO in December of 2023. Tell me about what's been going on in terms of what success you've had outside of just the announcement of the $2.35 million sole source contract.
No, absolutely. So, we've seen some great expansion within the international space. We had a large award that we won in Singapore with some similar requirements around Homeland Security that, we're very confident and excited about. We were just over in Singapore for Milipol Asia talking with their Homeland Security group and a lot of other interested customers in the region. The challenges that's going on around the world are not unique to the U.S. And, just even looking at things that we've got going on the southern border, you look at Israel, you look at Ukraine, you look at, almost, any region around the world. There are a lot of challenges that folks are facing, and ultimately with the goal of trying to keep the residents and their constituents safe. And we're really at that intersection of trying to help enable that safety. And whether it's here, whether it's global, whether it's law enforcement, federal agencies, or whether it's commercial and retail and organized crime, school safety and keeping employees safe at the workplace. Video and some of the different mediums that we work with, and where we're trying to apply AI to, create efficiency and, do predictive analysis of events potentially before they come. These are interesting things to, almost any vertical that's out there.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I feel like whenever people think of AI, they think of, hey, how can businesses get leaner and make more money? But there are also use cases where you can help possibly save a human life. So I like that you brought that aspect of it up. Help me understand the difference between your suite of products, right? You've got Acropolis, Command, and Outpost. What use cases can they be applied to, right? Like, what's the technology, the underpins of all of them, but also what kind of ties them together?
No, it's a great question. So if you look at really kind of our core and our legacy products, it's that back-end management platform. So in our portfolio, that's Acropolis. And really, Acropolis is really the traffic cop for all of the data coming into our platform. So whether it's an edge sensor that we've deployed, which is our Outpost AI box, whether it's just a dumb camera at the edge, whether it's an IoT sensor, an audio device, and we're really agnostic to any of those different types of devices. All of that's coming into Acropolis, and Acropolis is where our permissions are set. who's allowed to log in and look at video or data, who's allowed to use it, what can they do with it. So it's really that clearinghouse that allows us, when we bring everything in, to manage it and partition it and permission it properly. So if I look from there, I've got to get that out to then my users. Once I've brought it in, I've managed it, potentially done some additional analysis or structuring against it. And that's where our command platform comes in. So this is everything from a client that might run on a desktop computer. It could be a web client that runs on a laptop or a tablet, or it could be our client that runs on an iPhone or an Android. And really the goal is really whatever your source of data is out at the edge, we're going to help you get that in and structure it and analyze it in real time, help get you, efficiency in your operations. We're going to ensure only that the right people or people need to see that. And then we're going to get it out to whoever actually needs to get it, with again, near in real time, minimal latency.
We've heard of the big three in the NBA, but it seems like you've got your own big three within Airship. Let's talk about money. What is a revenue model? Do you operate as a SaaS provider?
Nope. So we do a little bit of both. So we sell customers perpetual licenses that they can install on premise, operate in a hybrid environment or in the cloud, and they can manage it and they can own it and everything runs in perpetuity. Or we can set up a SaaS model where we can deploy everything in the cloud for the customer, manage everything for them, and create some efficiency where either from an IT perspective or an operational perspective, they really want to be more hands-off. They don't want to be involved in the day-to-day. They just want to know that the data that's coming in is being managed and analyzed and structured, and they're getting the outputs out of it that they need. So we really feel excited about the opportunities that we have in front of us in terms of being able to support both customer sets.
And now we talked about, the news in the morning, but I do want to go to the contract with the government of Singapore. Give me some details on that. And more importantly, how is this going to be a trampoline for growth when it comes to Airship?
No, absolutely. So, if I, go back to the points that we were just talking about, that the challenges and the opportunities that we're working on here, within our own, let's say, Homeland Security and Department of Justice, they're partnering with nations around the world to try to help solve common challenges. The things that happen here in the U.S. are not unique and they don't exist in a vacuum. Challenges and problems arise overseas. Things can, export from the U.S. to other places. So that interaction at the national, federal level, whether it's Department of Defense or Ministries of Defenses, et cetera, all of that comes together. And as these customers are talking about best of breed solutions that allow them to solve problems, whether it's here, Singapore, other countries around the world, just like in other verticals and industries, people talk. And when they see a best of breed solution and they find something that they really like, they want to talk to their partners about it and share that. And that's really where our opportunities come out of, quite honestly, where our customers in many cases are our best sales force, because they're talking to their other partner nations and agencies. And hey, this is something that's helped us solve some problems. We think this could be useful. Happy to make an introduction. Because it benefits everybody to solve these common challenges.
And is everything that you kind of mentioned in terms of the highlights, the contracts, the Singapore government relationship as well, is that why you're forecasting not one, not two, but triple-digit revenue growth in 2024? Like, what's really driving this here?
No, absolutely. So really that kind of comes back to that pipeline and talking about, taking these last few years, building out our edge appliance, Outpost AI, getting some custom models that we really think help solve some challenges that are out there, getting in the front of some of these customers that we know that we've got these challenges, building this pipeline with all of these different pilot opportunities. And really that award that we just announced this morning is a reflection of that, where now we've not only taken our Acropolis platform, we've got it up into the cloud, in this case in the government space, in the FedRAMP high cloud. And then now once the back end is set and they're ready to start ingesting that data from the edge, now providing them our edge appliance so that they can take it and structure it and just create that additional efficiency. So when we look across all of these different efforts that we've been working on, regardless of whether it's here domestically or, Singapore and some of our international efforts, all of these things coming together is what's built that pipeline and what's put us in that position, to forecast 100% triple digit year-over-year growth. Be cash flow positive and have a great outlook for this year, as well as for 25 and 26.
When it comes to AI, there are so many changes that are happening rapidly, right? I think ChatGPT, we went from kind of trying to know what complicated math problems answers were to now being able to output videos with instructions as well. How much more advanced can surveillance really become within the space of AI here, right? How quickly is that tech in your industry changing?
Look, I mean, it's rapidly changing. And, the thing about AI is AI can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. And it's a broadly used term, but, there's generative AI, there's large language models, there's large action models, there's edge inference engines. So it really comes down to how are you going to use AI to help solve problem sets. Where we're really focused are these edge inference engines where, we're putting this work on this small platform out at the edge. We're processing everything out at the edge. And we're, again, trying to create that efficiency for our customers to potentially identify things that might have been missed by the human eye and reduce the number of human eyes that have got to be staring at screens to ensure that they have their best chance to see things. So AI for us is really a technology enabler, and it's helping create that efficiency, reduction in cost and expense. So we're very much focused on that edge inference engine piece, but then also looking at how do I take generative AI, for example? So instead of going in and having 8 filters to search for a vehicle, what type of vehicle it was, what color the vehicle it was, what was the license plate number, just being able to go in and type, hey, show me every white Ford Bronco that you've seen in the last 24 hours. That's where we're taking things like generative AI and applying it against what we can do out at the edge with our inference engines. So while our customers are trying to figure out what AI means to them, we're also trying to figure out how we can use AI to go solve their problems. So keeping up with what technology is doing, is challenging for us as it is our customers. But we've got an amazing team, spread across here. Our headquarters is out in Redmond, Washington. So we've got just a phenomenal group of developers that are, keeping the rest of us approached or on track with what's going on.
And I can totally relate to that, right? Because here at Benzinga, we want to deliver news the fastest, but also with best accuracy. So you got to have that fine balance as well. Look, we talked about the past. We talked about the present with your, relationship with Singapore and also the contract I dropped this morning. Let's talk about the future. Final question. What's next on the horizon in this space?
Yeah, no, great question. So, obviously we're here. We've got our investor day starting this evening and it'll run all day tomorrow. Throughout this entire week, we've had over 60 different customers from across DHS, DOJ, and some other state and local partners, just showing them the latest in everything that we're doing in terms of not only what our backend can do, but sensor fusion and all the exciting stuff that we're working on. So not only did we come into the year with this strong pipeline, but even this week when we're working on developing out a lot of opportunities, and that's going to be that future growth in 25 and 26. So we're excited about how do we take our platform, make it more efficient at the edge? How do we add more models? How do we create more efficiency on the back end and really just deliver a solution to our customers that solve some problems that they're just struggling to find other capabilities to solve for.
Well, look, I really enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate you taking the time. I've got a green screen. You, my friend, do not. You are out there in Whitefish, Montana, the location of your company's Investor Day event. Best of luck. Really looking forward to seeing what comes out from there.
Yep, Zane, thank you very much. We appreciate the time.
You got it. That is Paul Allen, who is the president of Airship AI. Ticker on the NASDAQ is AISP.